Welcome back. In the previous video, we defined the notion of rationality and the notion of what is an agent. In today's video, we're going to talk about what is the Piast learning environment and how can we define the notion of an agent in a more computationally efficient manner. Okay. So the properties of rational agent is grouped under multiple frameworks, and the framework that we're going to use in this course is what we call the Piast framework. And then and the PIAS is an abbreviation for performance environment actuators and sensors. And what does it mean? It means that whenever we want to define the notion of an agent, we are going to define four things for every agent that we want to study. तो उसकी परफॉर्मेंस मेजर क्या होगा, वो किस तरह के इन्वायरमेंट में एग्जिस्ट करेगा, उसके एक्चुएटर्स क्या होंगे और उसके पास सेंसर्स जो हैं वो क्या होंगे. So let's take an example of some agent जो कि हम देख सकते हैं इस हवाले से. Let's start with the Amazon's Echo device. Again, if you haven't heard about the Amazon's Echo a device, then I would recommend you to Google it out and see what is Amazon's Echo. So Amazon's Echo is a user assistant, much like it is a physical device, much like uh, again with the similar functionalities like Apple Siri or Google Assistant or Microsoft's Cortana. And the idea is, you can communicate with this device using your voice, and it can do a couple of things for you. Again, think for a second and try to figure out, okay, if this is an agent, then what should be the performance measure for this device? What could be the environment for this device? What could be its actuators, and what could be its sensors? So think for a second. And if you want, you can pause this video before you get the right answer. So what could be the performance measure? Again, the and of it is quite obvious, if we have a voice assistant that is controlled by our voice, then the performance is to correctly understand and execute what we have said. Okay, the correct apprehension of what we have said in the right context should be the major performance measure of this device. What could be its environment? So that environment could be placed in your office, in your bedrooms, in your kitchens, in your offices, maybe the noise that it gets. Then all these things are part of the environment. जो कि Amazon Echo जो है वो उसको देखने में. What are its actuators? How does it interact with the environment? And maybe through an speaker, sorry, and maybe through the connection to various other devices, and which it could be linked to, and maybe an Internet of Things or smart homes, or maybe something like this. And what are its sensors? Look, it's obvious. And there has to be an eye microphone and maybe a couple of other sensors like the heat sensor, the GPS, so that can get the location where you have placed this thing, and many other things that could be incorporated in the device like Amazon's Echo. So another example. So what about an automatic vacuum cleaner? You must have heard about it. If you haven't, I would recommend to go and search the name that I have written on the slide and try to figure out what are these autonomous vacuum cleaners or the robot vacuum cleaners. Okay? And what could be their uh, performance measure, environment actuator sensor. You can take inspirations from the vacuum cleaner world that we discussed in the previous video. So again, take a moment, and if you want, you can pause this video and try to figure out what could be the performance measure, environments or actuators or sensors. So again, it's obvious कि जो performance measure is level of cleanliness कि जनाब कि जिस जगह पे यहाँ पे रखा है वो जगह साफ है या नहीं है. And of course जनाब के it can choose to use lots of amount of battery, but again we have to make sure जनाब के battery life को preserve करे, and then it's secure so no one can hack into it and destroy my house if it's connected to our Wi-Fi and something. Then the environment is basically a particular room, table, marble floors, carpet, obstacles, and so on and so forth. Okay. And what are the actuators? So again, you can suck the dirt, wet or dry moss, wheel for moving, and so on and so forth. Okay. And what could be the sensors? And sensors could be the gyro sensors to help it balance itself, maybe a camera, maybe an obstacle sensor, a wall sensor, and many other sensors that could help, maybe a wetness sensor for mopping, and so on. A dirt sensor maybe to sense that and so on. So in today's video, we talked about the different aspect of the PIAS framework. In the next video, we're going to discuss the different kind of environments that we have that an agent has to be aware of before making the agent function. So then the type of environment will have very important impact on the agent function, and we'll talk about this impact in the next video. Allah.